Thank you for joining us for our 15-minute silent meditation. Let us begin by taking a deep, centering breath.
Good morning and welcome to Creative Living Fellowship's live stream services. Please join me in our opening song, Use Me. Use me, oh God, I stand for you, and here I'll abide as you show me all that I must do. I used to think God was the sun, God is the sun, and God so much more than the earth and the stars and all of creation. God is creator, all in all, and God needs us to shine its light as me, as you, so use me. Oh God, I stand for you, and here I'll abide as you show me all that I must do. Command my hands, what must they do? Command my life, it's here for you. God is the love that heals all creation. God is creator, makes all things new, and God needs us to shine its light as me, as you, so use me. Oh God, I stand for you, and here I'll abide as you show me all that I must do. Show me all that I must do. Show me all that I must do.
Good morning. Welcome to Creative Living of All Trades. Deb Covington. Thank you guys for your service this morning. We really appreciate it. So first we're going to have our video announcements that are going to be brought to us by Nicole Jordan. After the announcements, there will be a brief gong wash, and following the gong wash, there'll be a few moments of silence, and then practitioner Susan Peacock will bring us our reading and our evocation. So now for the video announcements, Nicole.
Good morning, Creative Living Fellowship. Are you ready for your announcements? Let's begin by being steadfast in our spiritual practices. And one way we support you with that is with our midday meditation on Facebook at noon, Monday through Thursday. Meditating together not only helps you to get into a routine and build your own personal practice, but together we can build and raise our spiritual mass consciousness. Just imagine that. United, we grow and we thrive. Do you miss your CLF community? Well, there's really no reason to, because every Tuesday, Reverend Sherry hosts a Community Care Connection meeting via Zoom. You can find the Zoom link information in the comments, in our weekly email, and in our Facebook events. We look forward to seeing you and connecting with you on Tuesday. Well, the world has been changing, and with that, a lot of us are learning all kinds of new ways to deal with technology. And with that, we're trying to find new and easier ways for you to help support CLF. And we now have a new feature to help you with contributions to CLF, and that's Text to Give. Using your smartphone, you'll text the amount you'd like to give to 602-610-1868. For your first donation, you'll be sent a link to help you set up your account, and you'll designate a payment method that will be linked to your cell phone. And then any future text to this number, again, 602-610-1868, will be taken from that payment method. Well, we've been really excited for a while now about this new class from Financial Peace University. Here's more from Cheryl McCreary.
Hello, CLF. This is Cheryl McCreary and Monica Zykis, and I am here today to tell you about Financial Peace University, a course that's being hosted right here at CLF. Now, are you ready to take control of your money or to get rid of money stress? If so, Financial Peace University is absolutely the next step for you. It is a 9-lesson course that's designed to help you build a budget, get rid of debt, grow your wealth, and leave money stress behind forever. Each lesson is taught by Dave Ramsey and his team of financial experts, and each lesson is based on biblical wisdom and just plain old common sense. So in your FPU group, you'll be motivated and encouraged by others just like you. And that's why I want everyone at CLF to sign up for Financial Peace University so we can go through this together as a community. Now, in your FPU group, you'll be listening to watching videos, you'll be having discussions. We'll do all of this on Zoom. And you will also get an exclusive membership to Financial Peace membership, which will give you access to online tools and other things to help on your journey to financial freedom. So if this sounds like something you want to do, please join us. Financial Peace University at CLF starts on Wednesday, May 13th, and goes through Wednesday, July 8th. We meet on Wednesdays from 6:30 to 8:30 p.m. Mountain Time. And Monica and I will be facilitating the course, and Dave Ramsey and his team actually teach the course. So we encourage you to sign up. And the only way you can sign up for this course is you have to sign up online. Nicole is putting the link right there in the Facebook group. It'll be posted on the Facebook page. If you have any questions, put them right there in the Facebook group or page, and we'll be happy to answer any questions. But you do have to register with Financial Peace University, and then CLF is hosting the course. And just as an FYI, we have members of the Phoenix community who are not members of CLF who are already registered for the course because we're on Dave Ramsey's website for this. So this is going to be really exciting for our community to go through this and for us to attract in others who also want to walk through this time with new tools to have financial abundance and financial peace, most of all. Thank you so much. I look forward to seeing you guys on Wednesday, May 13th. Love you all.
And that's it for today's announcements. It is now time to move on to our gong wash with a brief moment of silence. I look forward to seeing you online.
Our reading this morning is The Universe Holds Nothing Against Us. Science of Mind textbook, page 470. The universe holds nothing against us. No matter how many mistakes we have made, we are still perfect beings within, and the within may become the without. If we will carefully train ourselves to listen to the inner voice of truth which speaks to us in our moments of quietness and solitude. There is in complete concentration of purpose. The journey back should be fraught with happiness and joyful expectation, for we shall be met with a smile from the universe and shall be folded in the arms of love forever. There's one life. That life is in this sanctuary, and that life is in your room, in your home, wherever you are. That life is whole, perfect, and complete. That life is radiant health, abundance, love, security, happiness, peace, and joy. That life is my life, and that life is everyone's life. Everyone within the sound of my voice and beyond. And I speak my word into the law, blessing this beautiful service today. Blessing Reverend Sherry, knowing as the message of God flows through her lips, that there is something for everyone to be heard, to nurture and support. I speak my word for the doctors and the nurses, the technicians, the scientists, the health givers, the grocery people, anyone of service, sending them love and blessings, radiant health, knowing and accepting that right now as I speak, there is a cure. Knowing that everyone is coming together with love, support, nurturing, and helping each other. So with deep, deep gratitude and appreciation, I release these words into the law, knowing that as they flow through me, it is already done. And I say thank you, God. And so it is. Amen.
Set me free to ramble. I know where I belong. But the birds, they just fly away, and I wonder where they've gone. If there was one thing I could say to your compassion, it would be to shine on, darling, shine on. No, I am not a lost cowboy. My spirit too wild to break. Oh yes, if there was one thing I could say to your...
Wow. Thank you, Adam. Thank you very much. Shine on. I love that message. Shine on. That's a great message for all of us today. Shine on, no matter what's going on, no matter what's happening in our lives, no matter how many changes we are experiencing right now. Shine on. Shine on. What's the alternative? Shine on. Keep rising. Keep shining. Keep allowing our lights to shine. That's what we want to do each and every moment of each and every day. Let's take a breath together as I just remind you, as I do every month. Can you believe it's May? This is a new month, May already. And we have a new theme this month. The theme is the promise in steadfastness. The promise in steadfastness. The promise in steadfastness. Steadfastness means being dependable, being reliable, being the same, being unchangeable, unmovable. Steadfastness is not stubbornness. Stubbornness has some of those same qualities, except that it's with resistance. With steadfastness, we are open, we're receptive, we're available, and we are ever present, ever wanting to stand in the truth that we know, ever wanting to be unwavering in the truth that we know. And so all of this month, we're going to be talking about steadfastness. And the promise in steadfastness is that it gives us an opportunity, because steadfastness also means faithfulness, being faithful. And as we are being faithful, we are being in that place of the promise of oneness, the promise of healing our sense of separation from the source of our being, healing our sense of separation from God. And so when we are steadfast, we are in that promise of just moving into oneness, moving into the truth of our being one with the source of our being. And so today I'm talking about listening. The topic is, I'm ready to listen. I'm ready to listen. And that's so easy to say. I'm ready to listen. I'm ready to listen. So let's take a deep breath and just open our hearts and open our minds and just recognize that listening is something that we have to set our intention to do. Listen requires not only our intention, it requires our attention. It requires our focus. It requires us to be open. It requires us to be available in order to really, really listen. And so at this time, with all the things that are going on in our lives, all the things that are going on in the world, all the things that are going on, all the chatter that's going on everywhere, chatter everywhere about everything. Everybody has an opinion about things. Everybody has a prediction about things. Everybody has an idea about how things are going to be. Everybody has a solution. There's always something that somebody wants to tell us about something. And so we have to decide what it is we're going to listen to. What it is we're going to listen to. Where's our attention going to be? Where's our focus going to be? And we have to just really be steadfast in our intention to practice the presence of God, to practice the tools that we know here at Creative Living Fellowship. The tools the principles and practices that we have to be dedicated and steadfast in our awareness of those and our practice of those. And so we want to make listening one of those tools. Listening is one of those things that I'd like to have us make a spiritual practice, letting our listening become a spiritual practice. Listening is something that happens more than with the ears. Listening is something that happens with our entire being. When we have set our intention to listen, that means that we are setting our intention to be open, to be available to that voice that is always speaking to us. Ernest Holmes says, let the inner ear hear the voice of truth that is always speaking. Let the inner ear hear the voice of truth that is always speaking. That voice of truth is always speaking. That voice of God is always speaking. That voice of God is always speaking to us in so many ways. And so what we need to do is set our intention to listen, set our intention to be open, to be available, to be present to that voice. And to be present to it, we have to really be anchored in it. We have to know that it is always speaking, that it's always available, and that no matter where we are, no matter what's going on, no matter what we are doing, that voice is always there. So we can hear that voice in our moments of silence. We can hear that voice in our dreams and our sleep. We can hear that voice in our wakeful moments. We can hear that voice in our meditation. We can hear that voice in the midst of chaos. And there's a lot of chaotic stuff going on right now. And even in the midst of all the chaos, all the conspiracy theories, all the other things that we hear about, the voice is always speaking. The voice of truth is always speaking. The voice of truth is always speaking. And so what we want to do is to be open to it. And so I'm saying to you, let your affirmation, let your mantra during this time be, I'm ready to listen. I'm ready to listen. I'm ready to listen, because the voice is speaking whether you're ready to listen or not. The voice is constantly speaking. It is constantly guiding. It is constantly directing us. It is constantly nudging us. And when we are ready to really listen to it, then we can move so much further in our lives. We can be so much more at peace. We can be so much more at one-ment. We can be in that place of at one-ment when we are really ready to listen, and when we are really opening ourselves up to listen to what it is that Spirit would have us do. You know, we're at choice point in our lives right now. We're at choice point not only in our individual lives. We're at choice point in this country. We're at choice point in this world now, because everything has changed. And everything continues to change. Life as we have known it, I've said this before and I say it over and over again, life as we have known it is not the same and won't be the same again. I was listening to someone this morning say on TV that COVID-19 did not change things, it just accelerated it. There's been an acceleration of things that have happened, of the change that had changed. And in order for us to be ready for the change, in order for us to be willing to change, in order for us to be in that place of going with the flow of the change, we have to start listening to what it is we need to do, how it is we're going to live. Because as I said, we're at choice point. How will I live? How do I want to live? How do I want to be? What do I want to do? What does this mean for me? How do I want to show up in the world? And we have the opportunity now to answer all these questions. We have the opportunity, first of all, to ask these questions. We have the opportunity now that we're home, now that we have slowed down a bit, and things are getting ready to pick up again, and we don't know for how long, and we don't know exactly when, but things are beginning to pick up again. The energy is beginning to move a little bit now, and people are getting excited about getting back out. But what does that mean? You're going to get back out the same way you were before? Are we going to wait and allow ourselves to be guided to what it is we're supposed to do, where it is we're supposed to go, how it is we're supposed to go, how it is we're supposed to be in the world, how it is we're supposed to move through the world? You know, these are the kinds of questions that come up for us in envisioning. Envisioning, the second question, envisioning, what must I become? Visioning is a wonderful process. It's a wonderful process of listening, of listening, of listening. And then envisioning, the second question is, what must I become? What must I become? And then we listen for Spirit to tell us what it is we must become, how it is we must be. And if there's something for us to do, we'll be told that also. But we have to be in that place of deep listening when we make it our spiritual practice, asking the question, what must I become? And then listen for the answers to the question. And then do what we're told to do. Ernest Holmes says the Spirit within us is God, and only to the degree that we listen and seek to obey that Spirit within us shall we ever succeed. The Spirit within us is God. And only to the degree that we listen to that Spirit within and seek to obey. That's the key. Seek to obey. Seek to obey. That's where the listening part comes in also. Because we can hear it and we say we're listening, but when we're not seeking to obey, seeking to do, seeking to follow the guidance, the Spirit is always revealing answers to us. Spirit is always telling us how we must change, where we must grow. And the other questions, of course, what must I release? What must I embrace? But just looking at, how must I change? How must I change? Transformation is happening now. Transformation has already happened. This is a time of transformation for all of us. And what we have to do is make sure that we are participating in our own transformation. Recognize that transformation is not something that's happening to us. The transformation that we're going through, that society is going through right now, is not something that's happening to us. This transformation can happen through us to the degree that we are in alignment with it. We are in alignment with it. We are in alignment with the transformation. We are in alignment with the Spirit within that wants to express in a different kind of way through us. In alignment, and what we do, we get into alignment with it with our listening, with our ability to really go within. And to really listen from that deep place, and to really allow listening to be our spiritual practice. Allow it to be our spiritual practice, something that we're committed to doing always. And in order to do it always, we got to be in alignment with the all that is. We got to be willing to feel that nudge to do something different, to feel that nudge to make a change, to hear that still small voice that's telling us, go here, do this, don't do that, or whatever the case may be. That's the listening that Holmes is talking about, but then we have to seek to obey that. When we're told to go here, rather than questioning, let's go here. When we're told to do this, let's do this. When we're told this is what I need to become, this is what I need to release, then letting that go so that we can open ourselves up and walk forward in our lives in a way that we've never done before. Have the kind of success in our lives that we've never had before. Live the kind of lives, living our lives full out the way we've never lived before. Being willing to be open, being willing to be available, being willing to see life differently, being willing to shine. As Adam said in his song, being willing to shine and to allow our lights to shine like never before, being willing to rise up, being willing to stand up, being willing to be all that we will. Let yourself move into that place of being where your entire being is listening, where your entire being is that dwelling place for God, where your entire being is the dwelling place, and in that dwelling place, God is always whispering, always telling us, always imparting itself to us, always imparting itself to us. And as we recognize this, then we can just say yes, and we just say yes. And we just say yes, and we just keep saying yes as we put one foot in front of the other, and one foot in front of the other, and one foot in front of the other as we move forward in our lives. And we live the kind of lives that we've wanted to live. We live those lives of care. We live those lives of love. We live those lives of peace. We live those lives of harmony. We live those lives of balance. We live those lives of all the spiritual qualities, all the God qualities. We allow them to just pour forth from us. Pour forth from us. And this is how we get to live the kind of life that we were created to live. This is what steadfastness is all about. When we have set our intention and we pay attention, we focus on what's happening, what's being said, what's being imparted to us. Let's take a breath. You know, one of the things that we have to keep in mind when we are listening is giving the gift of listening, because listening is a gift, giving the gift of listening to others. Giving the gift of listening to others. Because, you know, one of the deepest needs that humans have is to be heard. One of the deepest needs that humans have is to be heard. And so to the degree that we can listen to each other, that's a gift that we're giving to each other, to really listen, to really pay attention, to really focus. When someone's telling us something, someone's talking to us, if we can listen without multitasking, without checking our email while they're talking, or looking at our phones while someone's talking, or advising, or judging, or blaming, or commenting, or fixing, or whatever the case may be, but just simply listening. Letting someone know, I really hear you, I'm listening to you. Really, really paying attention. This is the gift that we give. And as we are listening, we recognize that we're getting to see another aspect of God. Because we recognize that divinity, there's as much divinity in them as there is in me. There's as much divinity in the other person as there is in me. And so rather than judging, rather than criticizing, rather than commenting, rather than doing whatever, just listen. Listen with an open heart. Listen with an open mind. Listen with an open being. And just recognize that this person is in my experience for a particular reason. And whatever the reason is for me to open my heart, and for me to open my mind, and for me to open my entire being, and for me to recognize God right here and right now in the midst of all this that's going on. That's how listening can be so powerful. Because when we're listening to that still small voice within, or whether we're listening to that person who's standing before us, we're still listening to God. It's still God speaking. It's still God speaking in and through that person. And you may not, as I said, you may not recognize it, but recognizing that God is everywhere present within each and every person, that we are each and all made in the image and likeness and out of God. All of us, we are each and all made in the image and likeness and out of God. And so as we listen to each other, as we connect with each other, recognizing the importance of everyone, recognizing the love that everyone is, recognizing the value that we all bring, the value that we all bring to every situation, to every circumstance, value that we bring to life. When we recognize all this, then we're doing this with our entire being, and as we make listening a spiritual practice, we learn how to do that even better, because we're doing it more and more and more and more. And so I invite you today to really set your intention to just listen. Are my actions backing up the fact that I say I'm ready to listen? And so that's what I'm inviting you to do today, to ask the question, am I really ready to listen? And then start to listen, because that voice of truth is always speaking. That voice of truth is always available. That voice of truth is always right where we are. That voice of truth is always showing us the way. And to the degree that we want to expand, and we want to grow, and we want to be all that we were created to be, and we want to live a life that is full of joy, that is full of joy, that is full of peace, that is full of harmony, that is full of all great things, then let's open our hearts. Let's open our hearts and let's listen to the Spirit so that we get to see how we are to experience all the things that we say that we want to be. All the things that we get to experience, that which we must become. We allow ourselves to listen. Listen to that voice of truth that's always speaking. Listen to and seek to obey that Spirit within us, because it never leads us wrong. It never leads us wrong. It's always leading us to the place where we want to be. It's always leading us to that place of oneness. That's what steadfastness is. So let yourself be steadfast in your listening. Say yes to steadfastness. Say yes to faithfulness. Say yes to God. That's what we're doing. We're saying yes to God. Yes to God. I say yes to God. So let's take a breath together. as we just turn within in this moment, just knowing that that voice is speaking to us even in this moment. This only is my very life. And it is the life of each of us here this day. Each of us here is part of this one life. We're each made in the image and likeness, and out of this one life, out of this one power, out of this one presence, out of this one mind, out of this one breath. And this one breath lives and moves and has its being in each of us as we live and move and have our being in it. And so how awesome it is to know this truth, that God is always right where we are. That God is always guiding, always directing, always showing us the way. That there is no spot where God is not. And so knowing this truth, I can speak the word for each of us this day. Just knowing that we open ourselves up to listen. We release and let go of anything that would hinder, that would block our listening and hearing and obeying that guidance. We live a life of God. And so as I open the circle of prayer this morning, I pause momentarily so that you may include anyone you'd like held in prayer. You may speak their names now, silently or aloud. You may speak them now. So for all those whose names were spoken here this day, I know that right where each of them is, God is. I know that there's healing happening in the body temple of anyone who needs healing, that every cell, every organ, every tissue, every function of the body is responding to the healing presence of God right now. I know that there's healing happening in bodies of affairs, healing happening in broken hearts, where there's been loss of a loved one, a loss of someone close, someone dear. There's healing happening for those who are grieving. There's healing happening, for God is in the midst of the grief. God is in the midst of the pain. God is in the midst of everything. And wherever God is, all indeed is well. For all indeed is God. And so this prayer goes out to anyone on this planet needing a prayer this day, knowing that God is. That God is. That all things are made new wherever God is. And so I simply say, thank you, Father, Mother God, for the healing that's happening this day. Thank you, Father, Mother God, for everything, for everything, for everything. Thank you, Father, Mother God. And I just allow it to be. And so it is. And so now it is our conscious giving time, our offering time, the time that we give of our tithes and offerings.
Rest your head and feel the wind. Think not about the dark clouds above. You don't know the power that you have. Don't be a sad angel. It's a mystical ride, baby. Hold on for your life. It's a mystical ride, baby. Hold on for dear life. Round and round goes your wings and fly away through storms and sunny days. Though you may struggle now, there's a light that shines. So come on, get yourself ready now, because it's a mystical ride, baby. Hold on for your life. It's a mystical ride, baby. Hold on for dear life.
And just really support each other and love on each other and see each other, which is really, really, really good. So I invite you to join us. The Zoom link is on the Facebook page. It's also on the comment section that Nicole is doing now. The Zoom link is there also, I think. But if it's not, it will be on the Facebook page when you're looking for it. So join us for that, and keep checking in with us on the Facebook page and our newsletter to keep up with our updates on upcoming events or any announcements that we have for the community. Don't forget that we have on-call practitioners who are available to pray with you. So don't walk around with a heavy heart. Call a practitioner. Get someone to pray with you. Get someone to share it with, someone who can know the truth for you and hold a space for you to move through whatever it is you're going through. So check out our website and click on prayer in order to get the names and numbers of practitioners. And I think they're also on the comment sections that are going along now on the Facebook page. Next week is Mother's Day. Can you believe that? And our musical inspiration for next week will be Charity Lockhart. We're glad to have her back. So, yes. So I look forward to seeing you next week. Continue to check the CDC website for updates on COVID-19 that we may need to know about and just find out what we're supposed to be doing. We aren't sure how long we are out of our sanctuary. We know that we're out for the rest of May. And we're missing you guys so much, and we're loving you so much, and we'd love to see you. That's why I said connect with us on Tuesday evenings. Continue to connect with each other. Continue to reach out to each other. Continue to text or call or send an email or whatever it is, or a card or whatever, just to say I miss you, to say I love you. And that's what I'm saying to you. I miss you. I love you. I can't wait for us to see each other again. And I don't know how long it'll be before we can hug, but I'm sending virtual hugs to you all. I'm glad that you joined us today, and I'm wishing you the very, very best. Be safe, be well, be in God. Thank you.